What is up? Happy Monday. Welcome on into Let's Bet It. Lauren Jabara here with Jared Smith, Jim Monis. Guys, crazy day yesterday. Some wild storylines developing. Coming into Monday morning, we still got one more game left here for week 14. Jim, how are you feeling after this weekend?
Well, we know the deal. It's always Monday, still fun day.
It is.
I'm putting that to the test right now. I don't know how happy I was going to bed last night.
Oh, Jim.
Being able to see
Oh,
you
Jim.
guys gives me a new sense of therapy and help today. I'm already excited for the day. And you know what? There's more games to win today.
Absolutely. Jared, how do you feel?
I'm okay. It wasn't a great day. I lost a 10-point teaser by the hook. And that just is like that just is one of the couldn't I just lose by like 3, like a field goal, like a hook? And then the Bills game was really rough on my psyche. I contemplated quitting gambling for like 5 seconds after that, and then I snapped immediately back to my senses. But that was the kind of loss where you thought the game was over. It was done and dusted. The Bills were down 21 points in the second half. You were like, all right, I lost. I was on the wrong side, wrong pick, move on. Then they come back and they give you hope and they tie the game. They had a chance to win the game at the end of regulation. They had the first possession in overtime, and that is good for your plus 3.5 because usually the team just needs a field goal on the second possession. But of course, that's not how it turned out. So we just swallow it, digest it, and try to move on. But that was a tough one. But
we'll get into that because we do have Monday morning therapy this morning.
Yeah.
Just both of you, just to talk about the Bills, that game, and what you've seen from them this season, because they've let you guys both down and they broke both of your hearts. So I'm going to let you vent about it a little bit more coming up in the show. We also have MCM, Market Correction Monday. We have Monday morning therapy, Monday night football picks. I feel like I'm saying Monday like 1,000 times. We can't end the show without our Red Hot Chili Proppers and then our best bets of the day. So without further ado, guys, let's get into it and let's bet it. Market Correction Monday. Every single Monday, we look at this, how the market kind of overreacts, judging by the games, what happened yesterday. So a few that I want to talk about. Browns to win the Super Bowl went from 55-1 odds, Jared, to 34-1 odds. They dominated that first half against the Ravens. What did you see from them?
Yeah, and then barely held on late. And there were some people that, I mean, listen, no lead was safe yesterday. Jim's not happy with the Browns. So we gave out Browns. We had the Browns on the show yesterday. Everyone was on 2.5, but my early bird nerdy self was the only one that actually hit on the Browns because I bet it early. And I put it in the early birds column. It's out right now. Early birds is out right now. Go read it. Because if you bet early, it doesn't always happen this way, but if you bet early, you have a chance to not only hit the game that lands on the crazy spread, finish, close total, but also you have a chance to middle games. And the Ravens yesterday were the perfect middling opportunity because it closed at 3. They threaded that needle perfectly. We hit a middle earlier in the year with the crazy Browns in that Broncos game. But the Browns' playoff chances, they were 6-1 to win the division yesterday. And I thought yesterday was a slingshot game because you not only win that game over the first place team, but the Bengals were also in a very tough game. And, the way that game turned out, very fortunate for Cleveland because now Cleveland, I think I don't want to say they're the favorite, but I would put Cleveland as my number 1 team to win the division right now, which means at 34-1, that might be the one bet that I actually go in on this week in the futures market because their schedule is super, I don't want to say easy down the stretch, but of the other 2 teams, Baltimore and Cincinnati, they have the easiest schedule down the stretch, and they're the most healthiest right now. They face the Raiders this week, then a tough game against the Packers, and they finish Steelers-Bengals. Meanwhile, Cincinnati does not have an easy road. They're on the road against the Broncos this week, then Ravens, Chiefs, Browns, and then we don't know what's going on with Lamar Jackson. So I would say Browns right now are kind of a play for me in the futures market. Jim, what do you think?
I hear you. That makes sense when you put it that way with the schedule. I have a tough time with Baker Mayfield right now.
Who's winning the North then right now?
No, I'm with you.
If you had to pick one team today.
No, I still like Cincy because of Joe. I love Joe Burrow, and that's only and Lamar's not healthy. Lamar is just that whole Ravens thing is a mess.
Ravens are done.
We're going to get into that's actually the next futures market I want to talk about. Ravens to win the Super Bowl. Jim, I'll let you have a little vent session here. Moving down from 13-1 odds to 28-1 odds. Losing Lamar Jackson hurt them in that game, but they were already down 10 at the time. So what did you see from them in that game?
Yeah, you would think it would hurt them, and you would think that the Browns minus 2.5 was going to be okay yesterday when, I'm like, wow, this looks great. Of course, it's just never easy, and that's how it goes. The back door wide open. Once you saw that score, you knew you were going to get backdoored.
Yeah.
I know, it's just part of it. If you don't get one backdoor on a Sunday, you didn't really gamble. But
it's true.
I just don't know how you could feel good until we know about Lamar's health, especially if it's an ankle. I mean, that takes away what he does is so special. So the Ravens, to me, obviously, we talked about it yesterday. I don't really feel confident with anything with the Ravens right now.
Feel bad for Alex Clays. Feel bad for our boy. Alex.
I know. He was hitting us up yesterday.
We told him yesterday. He asked us in one word, describe the Ravens' day, and we said bad.
Tough.
3 letters, 1 word.
1 word.
All right. What about the Bills to win the Super Bowl? They moved down from 10-1 to 14-1. I know you guys are both.
Should we wait on the Bills? Like maybe I shouldn't put that in.
Let's wait on the Bills.
Let's wait. Let's do the Niners.
Talk about Monday Morning Therapy Defensive Player of the Year. Right now, between Myles Garrett plus 250 or Micah Parsons at also plus 250. If you had to choose one of the two, Jared, I guess who would you kind of lean towards?
I gotta look up those awards because I feel like that. I mean, that's a crazy number for Parsons. I don't know if that number's right because he was like 35-1 yesterday.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be, so I have to look this up, but I'm pretty sure a rookie's never won that award.
It's on PointsBet right now.
It's on PointsBet. Okay. So, that's a very aggressive move by PointsBet. I would be willing to bet that there's probably other shops that have a different, actually, hold on. Let me see if DraftKings has it up here. Defensive Player of the Year. Parsons is 4-1 on DraftKings. That's a more reasonable number with Myles Garrett being the favorite. Myles Garrett deserves to be the favorite there.
Agreed.
No doubt. So anything with Garrett and Parsons even, because I just don't think the vote, because remember, this is a media voting award. He is going to be the Rookie of the Year. They don't like to double up. They kind of everyone kind of stays in their lane. Yeah. And I think Myles Garrett, especially if the Browns win the division, I think Myles Garrett's going to win that award. I mean, I think that's a bad price on Parsons.
Yeah, he had a phenomenal game yesterday. It was actually really fun to watch.
Yeah.
All right, this gets us into our Monday Morning Therapy because you guys both obviously had the Bills. You felt good about it heading into that day. Kind of ruined both of your days, but we're still having Monday, still fun day. So for Monday Morning Therapy, we're always looking at teams that you constantly bet. They just always let you down no matter what. They always find a way to lose or disappoint you. For me, it's the Lions because I'm betting the Lions money line every single week.
You just won with the Lions last week.
Yes, but it was one out of 14 weeks. Their win streak is now over. Their win streak is over. So
it's not a win streak if it's one. It doesn't count. It's only one. It doesn't count as a win streak.
One game's a streak.
One game streak.
Okay, but let's get into the Bills because obviously you guys both need to air out some dirty laundry here. Jim, you want to go first?
Yeah, Jim, please save me, please.
So I did the good old when you were like a 10-year-old kid and you ate too many chocolate chip cookies yesterday.
You mean like yesterday? Not as a kid?
That's what I did. I was at my friend's house just pounding chocolate chip cookies, watching that game, just angry at the world. And then they come back. And I'm like, this is the reward you get. Hey, you got ripped. The Browns got ripped away from you. Here it comes back, coming back your way. And what happens? We get it ripped away once again, like the biggest tease in the world. I don't know what to make of the Bills. That first half was pathetic on offense. That's unacceptable for a team that good on offense to look that bad. Sean McDermott sold out as OC again. He said he liked the game plan in the second half more than he did the first half, which is a shot.
What was the game plan in the first half?
Well, they didn't even try to run the
putts around and
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
What was the game plan in the first half?
Leonard Fournette has his longest run of his year for a touchdown. Tom Brady had a 12-yard run.
They didn't run the ball in the first half once.
The Bills didn't run the ball.
What was the game plan, Sean?
And how desperate was that fake punt?
Oh my god! Yeah. I forgot about that.
Yep.
And here's the best part. Yeah, I might bet on them to win the Super Bowl.
We got to that a little bit with the market correction. I mean, they're at a point now at 14-1. That's like the lowest they've been basically all year.
I still think they're a good team. I don't understand.
I think now they're actually priced at a point where you can consider buying them in the futures market.
This is why we call it Market Correction Monday, because everyone overreacts, right?
Well, exactly.
Is it an overreaction, Jared? Is it an overreaction?
So they're such an interesting team because they're gonna make the playoffs. I feel confident at that.
I do too.
Because don't they face the Jets and the Dolphins down the stretch? No, they face the Panthers, the Falcons, the Patriots, and the Jets down the stretch. Yeah. They are going to go at least 3-1. They're going to win 10 games. They're going to be in the playoffs. So now the question you have to ask yourself: Josh Allen against, I don't know, Ryan Tannehill in a playoff game.
Give me Josh Allen.
I don't need Josh Allen. Or Josh Allen against Baker Mayfield / Joe Burrow in a playoff game if they face the winner of the North. It depends on how the bracket turns out and what the matchups are, and let's see what the road is. At this point, they're probably going to be low enough in the standings where they're not going to be an 8-1 or shorter favorite, which is where the Bucs and the Chiefs and the Cardinals and the Packers are right now. So you have a window to wait and just digest what Buffalo's doing over the next 2 or 3 weeks, and then once I see the bracket and I see what their road is, that's when I'll make my decision on whether or not I buy in on Buffalo. But I agree, the market has now overcorrected where they were the favorite to win the Super Bowl 6 weeks ago. And now they're barely in the top 10. So now they're at a point where you can consider buying low. I will add to the therapy list. I apologize to any Bears fans out there. Matt Nagy is just –
Bears.
I don't understand the field goal last night down 18 with a minute left. And I had people on Twitter that were adamant that was the right move. They were down 3 scores. You make it 2. There's a minute left in the game. There's not 3 possessions left. So what – I get out of them. The math people need to get off of Twitter today.
I mean, it just makes the score look a little bit better. It just makes you feel better. It gives you a little more dignity maybe.
Right, exactly. By the way, thank you to the person in the chat who noticed my haircut. That made me feel a lot better.
Oh, Jared, got a
that
nice
was awesome.
For the week.
Matt Bra, thank you so much.
You love to see it. You love to see it.
That's great. That's the therapy that I needed this morning.
You want to know what else you love to see, Jared? An exciting Monday night football game. Okay, we got the Cardinals taking on the Rams. 2 good teams, and I'm actually really, really pumped up about this game. When you're looking at it, Jim, what specific props are you on? How are you betting this game tonight?
Well, I agree with you. This is a fun game tonight. These are 2 legit, these are teams fighting for playoff Super Bowl type teams. This is going to be good to see. The Arizona's kind of the hot team in the league. We all know that Murray came back. The Rams were the hot team early in the year. Now they hit that little bump in the road with Stafford being inconsistent. No Robert Woods anymore. Are they getting Beckham more involved tonight? So these props are going to be fun tonight. I am going to be, now that I think Murray's back and getting back into his swag, he loves to throw deep to Christian Kirk. Just look early in the season. Kirk had some big plays. So over 19.5 for longest reception for Kirk.
Love that.
I'm on that. And then the other one I'm on is Kyler Murray over longest rush, 11.5 yards. If Tom Brady can make a 12-yard run against the Buffalo Bills, this is my theory, Kyler Murray can make a 12-yard run as well. And that's how I'm doing my props tonight. I'm not going to play this game. I'll give my play of the day later. I want no part of this game because, honestly, I'm excited to just watch it and really see 2 really good teams get after it.
It's going to actually be a really, really, really fun, exciting game.
This is a good one. This is a good game.
Jared, I see you have a couple props here too. What do you got?
Yeah, so I'm keeping it really simple tonight. I've not had a great – actually, it's kind of funny. I'm 15 under 500 with props, but because we've hit some plops, I'm actually almost dead even in terms of units.
Love the plops. Love the plops. They're my favorite.
We do love the plops. I was looking at my numbers last night because it's there's only 4 weeks left in the year. I was like, wow, there's really not much time to make up ground. Yeah. And so I'm hitting props at 43% this year, but I'm 0.06 units up. Nice. Which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because
a pretty penny
63 and 86. But yeah, literally 6 pennies up on the year in props. So
congratulations.
Yeah, great. Awesome. I'm gonna go buy myself a
You can't even buy a gumball with that, Jared.
No, I don't even know what you can buy with 6 pennies anymore. You can maybe throw some pennies
penny
in the bottom
slot at the casino.
But my point is, I'm just trying to keep it really simple with props the rest of the year. The numbers are super, super sharp. But I do think there is an advantage for the Rams tight ends tonight because the Cardinals give up the most fantasy points to tight ends this year. So that's really the only angle I have tonight in terms of the prop market. So we're going to go Tyler Higbee. We're going to bet the over in receptions. I like that as a standalone prop. And then we're going to do a little same game parlay. This is for you, Lauren. This is a big payout on this one too.
Love
this
it.
is a monster payout compared to what I normally do. So Higbee over. So we got the 3.5 receptions. We got 35.5 yards. Those are 2 props we're going to put in the parlay. And then if you throw in the touchdown, it gets it to plus 390. So a little Higbee triple there. Yards, receptions, touchdown.
Let's
So
go.
we're going to bet all
Higbee.
those solo too, but we're going to do the parlay to have some fun. So
Never been a bigger Higbee fan in my life, Jared, for you heading into tonight.
Well,
I might buy a jersey.
that's it.
I might buy a
It's
jersey.
just Tyler Higbee. No, you're not going to buy a jersey. Don't lie. Don't lie to our audience.
Oh,
You don't like
man.
jerseys.
I know. So I'm actually in quite a few props tonight. I like Cooper Kupp over 94.5 receiving yards. He's been one of the best offensive players in the NFL this season. You just look at some of his numbers. Leading the league in receiving yards, 1,366 receiving yards. He's also first in receptions with 100 and touchdowns with 11 right now. And also, I think he's going to be looking for a little bit of revenge in this game. His worst game of the season, remember back to week 4 when they played the Cardinals? That was one of his worst games of the entire season this year. They held him to 64 yards, kept him out of the end zone. And since then, he's exploded 7 games over 100 yards, including 2 of his last 3. So I think I look for him to continue posting high receiving yards tonight, even getting into the triple digits. So I like that Cooper Kupp over 94.5 receiving yards. Then I don't know how you guys feel about this one. Kyler Murray under 27.5 rushing yards. I think he's a true dual threat quarterback. You saw what he was able to do last week. He came back and looked like he didn't miss any time at all, but he's also seeing fewer carries than any other season of his entire career. His rushing stats have taken a hit kind of because of that this season, if you look at some of them. He did rush for a season high 10 times last week after returning from his injury, but I don't think the Cardinals necessarily want him to be running the ball that much on a weekly basis, especially with his injury status and kind of what he's been going through. So I think the Rams are one of the better teams at stopping opposing quarterbacks from racking up rushing yards, holding them to just under 4 yards per attempt, which is pretty good. I think he might get pushed out of the pocket a little bit tonight, but I don't think there's going to be too many designed runs for him. And Chase Edmonds is back in action. So the Cardinals have plenty of help on the ground.
I'm curious how Chase Edmonds factors into this game because he's really low in the touchdown markets and he's a guy that can just at any moment.
Totally. So because of that, I have Kyler Murray under 27.5 rushing yards. And then obviously I can't end without a little bit of a plop here today. So DeAndre Hopkins, anytime touchdown scorer, plus 120. I got that on FanDuel. Actually, I think it's up to plus 140 now. I don't know if you want to double check on that for me, but pretty sure it's
on
plus
FanDuel.
140. But
FanDuel is usually pretty sharp with their. So if I had to, I ranked the book.
Yeah, you like the MGM touchdown props, don't you?
MGM is usually a little bit. I don't want to call them square because there's no such thing as a square book, but I think FanDuel's numbers are better. Meaning, I think I trust their bookmakers a little more. So if you have it's like for instance, if the number is longer on FanDuel, usually you're on the wrong side of the money. That's just, but the short money means nothing. We've seen this.
Producer said FanDuel has Hopkins at plus 145 right now, so I like that a lot better than plus 120.
Good,
I wish I would have waited a little bit on that, but you know what? It's okay. I locked it in.
Yeah, for example,
but if you want to get it at plus 145, get it at plus 145.
But this is a good example because Hopkins is plus 120 on DraftKings, and he's plus 120 on MGM, but he's longer on FanDuel. I trust FanDuel a little more.
Yeah.
And if I had to talk through the matchup, you would assume it's Ramsey on Hopkins tonight. I would assume that. So I mean, it's not that I disagree. I mean, I'm done disagreeing with your picks because every time I do, they hit. But what I'm saying is the market probably favors no Hopkins touchdown because I personally trust FanDuel's numbers more. And they're 25 cents longer.
I just feel like after they were out for 5 weeks, they had a 20-yard score in the first 2 minutes of the game last week. So he has a touchdown.
He could score in the first drive and shut everyone up.
What'd you say?
He could score in the first drive and shut us all up.
That's what I'm saying.
But I would bet on no touchdown for Hopkins tonight if I was betting.
You're betting on no touchdown? Okay.
Well, I would bet no. That means it's going to hit. That means it's going to hit.
Guess what? He's been targeted 11 times in the red zone this season, caught 7 of those passes. Oh, and each of those receptions has resulted in a touchdown when he's had a catch in the red zone this season. So
the Cardinals are a tough touchdown team because they have a lot of options.
They're loaded.
Yeah.
That team
they are loaded. Like Ertz in the red zone is an option now. Edmonds is back. Murray can run. They're a tough team to predict because Kingsbury likes to keep the defenses on their toes. That's a tough team to predict touchdowns. But I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So DeAndre Hopkins, guys, anytime touchdown on FanDuel, best odds plus 145. So get it on in there.
See what Jack just said in the chat?
Yeah.
Feeling better about the D-Hop touchdown because Jared is okay. Our producer always backs me.
He does. He loves you.
whenever Jared goes against me, my props hit like every single time. It's like
True.
literally clockwork. So, Jared, I appreciate you going.
You're welcome. Well, I'm just trying to help out the brand here because when you win, we win. So if I'm down, so if the equation is Jared is negative about Lauren's picks, then Lauren's picks win. When Lauren's picks win, it's good for Pickswise. So in essence, it's just a big giant circle of me trying to promote
the Pythagorean theorem.
That's all it is. It's
A
math.
equals B,
science.
B equals C, then A definitely equals C, right?
100%.
Is that what it is? Right?
Someone in the chat wants my shirt. This is actually a sweatshirt. And it's unfortunately it's Pickswise people only, but maybe we can make a deal for you. Maybe we'll give it away in the next.
We should talk about this. Maybe we could do like a swag giveaway.
Well, we do that a lot. We should do. Well, usually we do jerseys.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing they sent us. I love that sweatshirt.
Oh, I have so much. I actually shout out John Clark. He sent me another swag box over the weekend that's got some great stuff in it. I appreciate it.
I love it. I love it. All right, let's get into some Red Hot Chili Peppers, my favorite band on the market. Just kidding. But okay, giving out some props for the game. We have 15 seconds to tell me over or under and add a quick reason why. Say that 5 times fast. I'm gonna do one after the other going first, but I want both of your guys' picks on them. Okay. First one to Jared, then Jim, you follow up. Okay. Kyler Murray over or under longest pass 36.5 yards.
36.5 is long. I'm going under.
Okay. Jim?
Yeah, I go under too. Even though I like Christian Kirk to have that over 19.5, that's the only guy I see him really taking a deep shot to.
Ramsey's coming to play tonight. The Cardinals defense or the Cardinals
offense, showing up to play, boys.
Cardinals offense isn't ready for that smoke tonight.
Yeah, I'm good with the under on that
play today.
You can't handle this smoke.
I want that smoke.
Stafford over under 283.5 pass yards, Jim.
I got to go over on prime time. McVay, he's going to show off all his toys tonight. I'll go over.
Okay.
Under. It's going to be a defensive game, I think.
OBJ over under 45.5 receiving yards, Jared.
Under. I don't like Odell. I've never been a big fan of his. Even though I bet on him in the touchdown prop. Under. I'm under on all the props tonight.
I could go under with Becca. I don't feel like they've figured out how to fit him in yet with all, but that's why your Higbee stuff. I like your Higbee stuff because I do think they love
Higbee tight ends are I've been a big tight end guy this year. We hit the tight end prop on Thursday night with
mismatches in football. They're mismatches. Nobody can 100%. Handle these guys.
And some of these guys are beasts. Like Higbee's a monster. He's got like 20 targets in the last 4 games.
We talked to him.
That's actually unreal. Okay. Yeah, that was longer than 15 seconds, guys.
Yeah.
I need like a buzzer or something. Zach Ertz, longest reception, over under 17.5, Jim.
I'll go under because they just dump him the ball. I don't see him running those deep routes. So that means he'll probably hit a big deep route down the seam. But yeah, most of the time, I go under.
I agree, under. Listen, here's a tip if you're betting volume props, meaning more than like 1 or 2 a night. Most of them go under. I know they look good over, but most of the props end up staying under in the games. Yeah. Think about like how many touchdown scores are offered on a market, and usually there's like 4 guys that score in a game. So under is usually, if you're betting the volume, lots of them, 5, 6, 10 props a night, go under with more often than you go over.
Okay. Jared's about to have some under sweats tonight. I was talking with Alex, and Alex is like, I don't know what's worse, the meat sweats or the under sweats.
The under sweats are really tough.
I don't even want to think about either of those things.
But here's the thing about unders, and this is why I like them sometimes too. You're ahead when the game starts.
Yeah.
Until the very end, maybe. And you're ahead, and that's why I like dogs too, because you're ahead when the game starts. And the other team has to catch you. Yep. So there's value in them, but just pick your spots.
What's that saying? It's always under until it's over.
It's under. It's always under until it's over. How about the game? How about the game last night going over in the second quarter?
No,
that is very rare.
Was so many points. So many points.
Very rare. That was an explosion. That was like a confetti explosion of points.
All right, let's take a look at our Pickswise 3-star play of the day. Jared, hit me with it. Who you got?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Let me go to the site here. I did see 2 of them this morning. There are 2 of them. I do have them up. I just have to go to the right tab. Sorry. I have a lot of tabs open.
You got so many tabs.
I have more tabs than – remember tab? You ever drink tab? Jim, you might be old enough.
I know tab, and I never got into it.
No.
I'm straight
I've only had it once. I don't think I like it too much. All right, we got two. What do you want? Jim, I'll let you pick. Do you want an NBA side or an NBA total?
Side.
Warriors laying 4.5 tonight against the Pacers. Wise guy, Matt Weisenfeld's on it. 3-star play of the day. There is also a 3-star total. It is in the Hornets-Mavericks game. I will not give it away. I will let you go to the site and read it, but I will give you Warriors laying 4.5. We're a little tease.
You love it. You love to see it.
Pickswise audience today.
All right, our best bets of the day. Jim, you're going first on this one because Jared and I are in the same game.
Woo!
So, yeah, you guys can take this football game tonight. My focus is on Cleveland State at Oklahoma State in college basketball.
The game that everyone's talking about.
We've been waiting for this game for how long? This is a big 2-game stretch for Cleveland State. They got Oklahoma State, then they have Duke afterwards. Cleveland State made the NCAA tournament last year. Both teams play good defense tonight. Oklahoma State and Cleveland State play good defense. Neither team shoots threes well. I like the 12.5 in a game like this. We'll see what happens, but I want no part of that game tonight. I want to watch that Rams game, so I'm taking Cleveland State. It's the holiday season. I got to give out a winner.
I love it.
Holiday
Jared,
season.
Go first on this one.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If it wasn't for my wonderful co-host Lauren Jabbar just crushing all of these plus money lines, I would have probably been on this money line pick tonight. But you're having a lot more success.
The money line pick. It's just
I am betting it, but I'm betting more on them the Rams just getting 2.5 points. So listen, this is not a very scientific pick. On paper, the Cardinals are playing better. They went to Chicago last week with their quarterback who was coming off of an injury, bad weather, tough spot with Hopkins kind of hobbled a little bit too. And they just picked apart the Bears surgically. And they defended well, and they've defended well all year. And Arizona's a great team. We love Arizona. But the spot here is kind of funky. This line was 3. Then all of a sudden, everyone was betting the Cardinals, obviously, because the Rams haven't looked great. And the line moved down to 2. Mm-hmm. And it moved off of that key number of 3. So line analysis says the Rams are the sharper side. And what did we see yesterday? All of the favorites covered. They went 10-2 against the spread. What's going to happen tonight? Everyone's going to bet the favorite. And then the dog comes out and bites you real hard. So I think the Rams are the right side tonight. I think this game matters more to them in the standings. They are right up against it in the NFC West. If they lose this game, the NFC West is over. Done and dusted.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. I have the Rams money line, obviously. I love my plus money lines. They cannot afford to drop any more games this year if they want to overtake the Cardinals for the top spot in the NFC West, right? So they struggled after the Woods injury. They finished week 13 on a really high note. Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson, OBJ caught touchdown passes, blowout win over the Jags. I think that they have an improved chemistry right now. Obviously, they weren't very good for a couple weeks, but they have a prolific passing attack, and I think that they're going to be able to keep up with the NFC West leaders right now. LA ranked 3rd in passing yards with 3,468, 2nd in passing touchdowns, 30 through week 13. So I like their offense. I like what they were able to do last week. I think they're going to continue on that chemistry, and I think that their pass game is going to really, really help them in this one. So I think they're going to go toe to toe. It's going to be a really close game, but I like the plus money line. I like the Rams here coming out on top in a close, and I'm talking real close game, but it's going to be an exciting one to watch.
As long as they don't lose by more than 2, right? Not for your bad, but for mine.
Real close. Well, I mean, that's still a close game.
I think it's going to be a really good game. So we got this game a few weeks ago and it was a blowout. Arizona just mopped the floor with them. Tough to beat a team twice in the same year. Right, Jim? Those divisional games.
You said a few weeks ago. Was week 4 considered?
Was it really week 4?
Yeah, 10 weeks ago.
So it was 10 weeks ago. Yeah. But regardless, it's still tough to beat a team twice in the same season.
That is true. Just a couple weeks ago.
My time frame is totally thrown off right now. What week is it? Is Christmas today, tomorrow, next week? No? Okay.
I don't know. Honestly, at this point. It's a toss-up. I don't even know what day it is. It's like Monday. Especially getting into the Christmas time, that week between Christmas and New Year's, it's like, do you even know what day of the week it is?
Because there's a bowl game. Just wait till we get the bowl season, guys. We haven't
God.
That's
only
this
a couple
Friday.
days away. The 16th is the first one,
This Friday.
Yeah.
You guys make your bowl picks yet? I'm in a bowl pool. I got to get my picks in.
I'm in a bowl pool, too. I got to get mine in by noon on
Can we get a Pickswise bowl pool, Jack? Can we work on that, please? Right?
Let's do that. Let's do that.
Jack's too busy trolling my picks. He's not doing any actual work.
God, I love Jack. Our producer's the best because he's always on my side and he just trolled Karen.
Spider-Man.
My favorite kind of people.
Yeah, Spider-Man over here.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. I don't know. I just said thank you guys for
You're
coming on.
so welcome.
Thanks,
Thanks for
Lauren.
hanging out with me
Thank
on this
you,
beautiful
Lauren,
Monday
for being
morning,
awesome.
starting the day off on a good note. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate
Well,
you,
that's
Joe.
it for us today. Best of luck tonight, guys. Monday Night Football. Can't even wait. It's going to be an exciting game. We'll be back with you guys tomorrow. Best of luck. Let's get it. Let's bet it. See you on Taco Tuesday.
Oh, goodness.